So as a father, my family's safety most important. So support the cops, sheriffs, want to make sure they have the best training, best equipment.
Also, you probably see me at the Piney Ridge, the daddy-daughter dance. It's looking like we're going to extend to 10 classrooms. Mr. Brillhart there, the principal. I'd like to work hand in hand, just oversee that.
Have zero control over what goes on at Sykesville Middle School. We have no control over that. That's for the Board of Ed and for the county. Thank you.
Any question? I have the answer. I have a answer. I don't know if it's the right answer, but I'll give you the answer. So,
you know, council members have sat on here for 18 years. I think it's time to be out with the old and in with the new. Thank you.
So with more support, okay, it grows a little bit. Just still supporting more people to support our local town is nothing but good. So why not?
The studies that have been done by the county and the state have shown that we are already overdeveloped. The schools are at a maximum, and beyond the roads, the traffic, any additional residential growth in this area cannot support traffic, schools. It just can't be done. So we have to limit what we can at this point within our tax district. And again, I am insistent on holding Warfield to the contract that they signed when they agreed to rehabilitate the historic buildings in the Warfield area. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of like outside sourcing, I have no idea where that came up with. You know, there's a lot of chitter chatter online about the Warfield company funding campaigns. I just can't believe any of that. Those are absolutely false rumors and false claims. And also, when it comes to knocking on doors, that's what I do. Everyone in town knows who I am because I've been here for so long. I don't need any help. Thank you.
I have not heard of Warfield funding any candidates, but I do know that Warfield is working directly with candidates, and Mr. Hilliard actually acknowledged that tonight by saying he has deposition transcripts from the ongoing litigation that we have that he could only have gotten from the members of Warfield. So there are contacts going on there and an outside influence.
I did meet with them.
And then, so
yeah, there's anybody that is interested in running for office should meet with them.
Okay. You want to finish up, Mr. Keenan? And you're more than happy to, you can certainly come back at the end.
Actually, I don't think, I think Mr. Hilliard made my case for me. Thank you.
I understand with the Warfield text amendment that current administration never reviewed any documents.
The text amendment submitted by Warfield is to now have high-density housing in the Warfield area, which is completely against the contract that was originally signed with them and their original proposal that we all agreed to. Their original proposal was for mixed-use development with a business complex and limited housing. They trotted out Jonathan Herman as their historical designee to help them with their rehabilitation of the historic buildings. And as soon as an agreement was signed, they cut him loose because they didn't need him anymore, because they had no intention of rehabilitating the historic buildings that are there. That's
So
what
you
was
signed the
agreed
deal?
to. Please don't.
Sorry.
Please don't.
Sorry. Last one.
So with the few seconds I have left.
You can have.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I'm just going back to Warfield had an agreement with us that they no longer want to follow. Thank you.
So I do know that adults can talk it out. If they two people don't agree on something, why can't they communicate to work it out? And so I just know that that's not happening. Like if the current people that aren't going to build up over there, if it's not them, then who? We can't have individual people or entities buying up those properties slowly but surely. They're gonna decimate. So we need a large person, a game player, a game changer, to take it all on. If not, individual people or institutions can't afford to do that. It's going to take too long. It's going to be too much of a hindrance and a headache for us as locals.
I think the main building out there could be an incredible hotel with ballroom and restaurants. There are amazing buildings over there, and they have a lot of potential, and that's what the Warfield Group agreed to do when they originally signed a contract with us. It's my understanding that even people who were buying Parkside were told by the builder there won't be any more residential development there. This is it. But now they want to change that. My vision is continued for mixed-use development, maybe some more limited residential if possible, but I want to follow the plan that was agreed to from the very beginning.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. And Bob, thank you for what you guys do on a bi-weekly basis for us and all the municipalities with respect to recording our and broadcasting our meetings. Your service is invaluable. Hi, I'm Stacy Link, Mayor of Sykesville. I'm proud to be running for re-election to continue a focus on public safety, local zoning and land use control, a vibrant Main Street, and historic preservation. Under my ongoing strong leadership, Sykesville's next 4 years will be characterized by the stability and partnerships needed for enduring prosperity, harmony, and forward motion.
My commitments as mayor is to foster relationships with local, state elected officials and our sheriff's department, collaborate with schools. I would like to read the question one more time. Sorry.
Sure. No. Concerns have been raised by citizens during this campaign that there is outside influence and professional political organizations involved with our municipal elections. What is your position on outside influence and special interests trying to impact Sykesville government? And please indicate if you've received any material or financial support from a political consulting firm.
No. I'll just start out with the end of your question. No, I have not received any donations or financial support from an outside consulting firm. I wish I could say the same for other candidates, whether present or previously seated at this table. The outside influence is something that is real. It should be a huge concern for any resident of town. The impact and the influence that is trying to be put on our election process, our nonpartisan election process, and to influence the candidates themselves in a way that they are being fed half-truths and then therefore providing those as a platform for themselves and the reason why they're running. As I said, I would love to believe that an Anne Arundel County Councilwoman would have very little to say or not much involvement or concern or even know an election in Sykesville, Maryland is happening. However, she did make her way around door to door to my neighbors' homes, mostly visiting partisan type situation, mostly visiting Republicans and announcing herself as doing that. So again, I'd really love to keep local government local. I'd love for our process to be contained within the residents and their interplay, and I'd hope that the candidates would want the same.
Thank you. Rob?
Could you read the question one more time?
It's a long one. Concerns have been raised by citizens during this campaign that there is outside influence and professional political organizations involved with the municipal election. What is your position on outside influence and special interests trying to impact Sykesville government? And please indicate if you've received any material or financial support from a political consulting firm.
No, money, zero. I have plenty of money. I don't need any money. As far as when I was considering running for mayor, as I'm not a politician and I don't understand the whole game, so I did reach out. I have reached out to some people that I knew that were local and state politicians to get some insight and some understanding of what I should do. With the support and the knowledge and the feedback that they gave me is kind of what led me to run. And then in the whole midst of this, then I've realized more and more about the whole lawsuit, and obviously that's been interesting me as well. So, but that's it.
Building relationships is at the root of everything that gets accomplished here in town. I have built relationships and created partnerships where there were none with respect to our county executive, or Howard County's executive ball. We have a park that's in Howard County. We have an MOU that allows us to use that property and maintain it. And the reason why I believe I am doing a good job as mayor, and the reason why I believed I could do a good job as mayor 4 years ago, was because the partnerships that are necessary for things to move forward are something that come very naturally to me. I would like to see a rehabilitated and reused B.F. Shriver Cannery Warehouse in South Branch Park, where that relationship with Howard County is very important. And I'd like to see the train station. My favorite part of town is the train station. It is definitely our crown jewel, and I worked very closely with Maryland Historic Trust and was able to get something that I was told by many people would never happen, which was an approval for all of our modifications and requests for changes to that building to become a legacy location for a business.
Thank you. Sure. All right. Next question. What is your history of involvement with the town? What experiences do you have that you feel make you the best person to meet the town's needs? And if you could provide some of the ways that you've engaged with the community. This time we'll start with Stacy.
Okay. Some of the ways I've engaged with the community since I've been mayor, I actually started a citizen advisory council. That's also a first for Sykesville. I realized, as I mentioned earlier, that not everyone's voices were being heard and not everyone was being represented equally. And some don't even feel welcome, or hopefully they do now, but I know for sure some still do not feel welcome in our downtown. And that has been a priority of mine, to build those kinds of relationships and to allow for the exchange of information and an opportunity for transparency.
Improvement. I also feel there is a little bit of a conflict of interest between the DSC and the current mayor. I see that as a little bit of a problem, just in kind of some of the favoritism that goes towards the DSC versus maybe some of the other businesses in town or some other entities. I do think that could be improved on. I think it is a problem.
Thank you. Stacy.
You're going to have to repeat that question because I got lost in his answer.
Sorry. So the Downtown Sykesville Connection has supported local businesses, enriched the lives of residents, and earned Sykesville national recognition and awards. So how do you plan to support and strengthen the Main Street program moving forward to ensure it continues to serve the community?
The town is the Downtown Sykesville Connection's greatest champion and greatest beneficiary of all that they do. When I say the town, I do actually mean both the town, capital T, and the residents, the community. As far as conflict of interest goes, I think you might be confusing the partnership with conflict of interest. The idea that the Downtown Sykesville Connection should not be given credit where credit is due with respect to the business community, the economic development, the support of the local businesses. And I think if anyone in this room were to speak to these business owners, the majority of them would 100% hands down say that their business is as successful as it is because of the interplay with the DSC. As far as continuing to support them, as mayor, I will assure that the sponsorship that the town provides to the Downtown Sykesville Connection as an economic development arm of the town will continue. It deserves repeating. We have lowered taxes, the current council under my administration. We did that with a very thoughtful and very data-driven process.
Gus, and I don't know all of it. I know I understand it's a 50-chapter book, and I maybe know 20 chapters, but I've been working on trying to understand it because I know it is going to be a hot topic and an important point for the town. So,
thank you. And since we're talking about Warfield anyway, so let's ask a couple questions about it. What is your understanding of the text amendment that the Warfield developers requested to the planned employment center zoning?
Me.
Yes, I'm sorry, Rob.
The little bit of understanding that I have with it is that originally, and don't quote me on this while it is being quoted, but
the text amendment submitted to the Planning Commission for review, and then a recommendation upon that review and conclusion was made to the town council. We had an open hearing, a public hearing, one I think probably that was pretty well attended in the scheme of things. There were about 150 people there. There were over 70 people that signed up to speak, but by the time we got through it, 40 people ended up speaking. We received 21 written statements to the town prior to the open hearing, public hearing. Of all of those, if you want to do the math, I've done it for you. Only 2 were neutral, and only 1 was for the text amendment. And everyone else gave very valid reasons for us to deny the text amendment request. The process was followed. There was no Open Meetings Act violation within the context of that open hearing, despite Mr. Hilliard's saying that there's some connection between the Open Meetings Act violation and this text amendment approval process, completely unrelated. And also the reason why there was an Open Meetings Act violation, it had to be reported in a formal complaint, and the people that did that were the Warfield. My vision for a developed Warfield will always be a balanced mixed-use development. A balanced mixed-use development which includes a residential component. That residential component, as per the agreement, is built out with the exception of 180 minus 145 is 35 houses, 35 domiciles, whether those be rental units, market rate homes, or workforce housing. I have absolutely no problem with more residential balanced with mixed use. Those buildings are screaming for mixed use, not purely residential. Look at Sykesville's Main Street. We have retail, commercial, all on the first floors, and all of the upper floors are affordable rental units. What's so wrong with that? So that's my vision for Warfield. Within the context of the agreement, there can be light industrial. Oh, wait, there already is out there, and they want to build their business, expand it into another one of those buildings. Just waiting for that to happen. Oh, wait, it can't, because we're holding on to all the buildings to not do anything to them at all, despite the fact there's been many, many interested parties. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Rob?
Could you read the question one more time?
Oh, sure. Just what is your vision for Warfield, and what do you believe is the appropriate balance of mixed use is for the property?
Well, my original plan for Warfield was for one of those buildings to be my house, but it didn't happen. But anyways, no, I'm just joking. But that's what I used to always tell my wife.
About 5 things you've already said here this evening, sir, are parroting Mr. Steve McLeaf and his narrative to our entire town for the last 5 years. And secondly, with respect to our inability to communicate or negotiate, the negotiating time has ended. We negotiated the sale of the property for 7 years. They helped us write the zoning for the planned employment center. Then they came to us and asked us to change it. They wrote it. They agreed to a few benchmarks. They missed every one of them. We gave them 3 extra years. They still haven't hit the benchmarks. We asked for the deeds to the buildings back. They didn't give them to us. Then we filed for contract litigation. That is where everything hinges. This is not a time to negotiate with the mayor. This is not a time to negotiate with the residents. This is a time to do what's right.
If you do not win the seat you are running for tonight, or this year, what plans, if any, do you have to serve the town in some other role? And we'll start with you, Rob.
If I do not win the seat, I will be here as a resident. I will be here as a business owner, and if anybody feels they need me or I can assist in any way, I will. So that's it.
Thank you. Stacy?
I will continue to be an avid volunteer, both for town events and the events that are organized and executed by the Downtown Sykesville Connection, a completely volunteer-run organization. I will continue to participate in park cleanups. I will continue to participate in downtown litter cleanups. I will continue to participate in my own projects on my property in my neighborhood, including a trap, neuter, and release program that I have been organizing and operating on all of the feral cats in my neighborhood. I will continue to pick up trash on my walks. I will continue to have thoughtful and meaningful conversations with residents, and I am more than likely going to, I can see myself sitting on the planning commission or perhaps serving on the board of zoning appeals, but I will most certainly, as long as my feet are on the ground and I'm not in it, will be serving Sykesville, because it is more than my home. It is, it's truly where I hope to haunt my house.
Thank you.